Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Test Chamber. I'm Suriel Vazquez. I'm here back in the world of VR with Kyle Hilliard. How are you doing?
I'm in VR, so that's
cool.
Pretty cool, I guess.
We're here checking out Res Infinite, which is a would you call it a remaster?
I guess it's a remaster. Like, yeah, what is that? The VR version of a game for the PlayStation 2 era? I don't know. It's not it's not different. Like, there's a new level that you can unlock, by playing the game normally or just by playing for an hour. But I mean, it's the core game is still the same. The way you interact with it is different.
Right. So, what does VR bring to the table with Res? Because I've been interested in checking this out.
So basically, in the original Res for PlayStation 2 and then later Xbox Live Arcade, you controlled the cursor by with a control stick. You aimed, and then you had to sort of pan over things and lock onto them and shoot them, and it all kinds of builds out the music, and it's a very abstract, very cool game. And the big difference with VR is that instead of aiming with a control stick, you're now aiming with your head.
Okay, does that feel natural?
It does feel natural. In fact, at this early stage, I would almost say I prefer it over the original game.
So what are you doing with your hands on the controller here?
I'm basically just holding down X to lock onto things. So which is how it worked in the original Res.
Right.
You just put the cursor over, you hold down X to sort of lock onto things, and then you let go of X to start shooting. And now you're just you hold down X. So I'm gonna hit X, hover over those guys, and let go to fire.
Yeah, that does seem pretty smooth. It feels a lot. It's almost like you're playing it with a keyboard and mouse the way you're sort of looking around at high speeds.
I like Res. I think it's a cool game. Yeah. I don't think it's a lot. It has this huge fan base of people that really adore it. I'm not in that fan base. I played it on PS2 a couple for an hour and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I beat it on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm done. That was cool.
Yeah, I think I had a similar experience to you, where by the time I came around to Res, I knew about that sort of fan base, and while I wasn't over the moon when I beat it. It was sort of like, yeah, I enjoy that. That was cool.
Yeah.
But when you think about stuff like what VR can do and how it can immerse you in stuff like virtual worlds, Res seems like right up there with the ideas that you'd want to see turn into VR games. So. Yeah,
it's weird because it doesn't feel like a port of a game. It feels like it was meant to be played this way in an interesting way. But when I played it back in the day, I never went for high scores or anything like that. I just played through the experience once and was satisfied. And but here, I kind of feel like maybe I could go for high scores because I'm a better Res player because it's so much easier to aim.
Yeah.
So my scores are better. I feel like I'm better at Res than I've ever been because I'm playing it in VR.
Exactly.
So it's cool. It's one that I would recommend if you're oh god, this is getting crazy.
Yeah.
I don't usually play PSVR standing up, so I like losing my balance a lot here. If you're a Res fan or not, this is a cool one to add to your VR collection because it plays so well and it's very cool and abstract. It's got a cool soundtrack, and it's a good show-off game for because the mechanics are pretty simple. You can show it to people really easily and they can understand why it's cool.
Yeah, I feel like the VR stuff also kind of ties into some of the themes of the game, where it just feels like this is basically a game where you feel like, oh, this is what people imagined virtual reality would be back in the day.
It's kind of like that lawnmower man aesthetic.
Lawnmower man, yeah.
Or lawnmower, just grass clippings everywhere.
Lawnmower always remind me of being somewhere else.
Yeah, you're in your own.
Also,
backyard.
Lawnmower Man, the best possible reference you could make in terms of virtual reality. Yeah, it's like that not very good movie.
I gotta be honest with you, I've never actually seen that movie. I know what it kind of looks like, and oh man, this is getting intense.
It's not great.
This is one of those things that's I can't really explain how intense it is in VR. You guys are looking in on this, and you're like, I don't know, it looks like a bunch of lines and stuff. What are you talking about? But it's it's moving very fast. Things are happening here.
Yeah. How has this game been in terms of nausea and things like that? Are you getting...
This one's not too bad.
Okay.
We should rank them, actually. Sickest to least sick.
Exactly.
This one's not too bad because it plays so smoothly. I mean, it's a PlayStation 2 game, Right. It didn't really
Not a lot of frame rate issues.
Yeah, because that's really the trick is like, once it runs really smoothly, you're in good shape. But if there's any kind of stuttering or anything like that, that's when you kind of start running into problems.
Right.
Let's see. But yeah, I mean, you get the idea. Like, it's Rez as you remember it, and from a new perspective, that works really well. It's cool. I want to play more of it. I want to play through the whole game again.
Yeah.
In PlayStation VR.
I definitely want to play more of it. I also want to check out that Area X because some of the things I've heard about that game about how it's not on a track as much as a lot of the other levels seems kind of like insane when you think about what Rez is fundamentally, because it's it's supposed to be this guided shooter where you're not really thinking about your position on the screen, but
I mean, it is an on-rail shooter.
Yeah,
with a very cool aesthetic and a music sort of lean to it.
Yeah, so hearing that Area X is breaks you out of that is kind of it's piquing my interest a lot.
Yeah, there you go. Rez Infinite, PlayStation VR. It's a launch title, and it's very cool.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, Kyle.
Thanks for having me.